The following program contains language, images, and/or subject matter that may be objectionable to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for the New Media Zone. With your hosts, Ed and Dave. Tonight, a look at this week's new film and DVD releases. And a chance to win free movie tickets with the poster pair's name. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello and welcome to the Media Zone. And Dave here.
It's the new Media Zone, Ed.
I didn't say the new.
You said Media Zone.
Oh, no.
It's new. I don't know how long we have to be new, but it's new. It says new.
It's a year old, but it's still the new Media Zone. Unlike some of the other shows, this is kind of a spoof of, like the new Dick Van Dyke Show, or mainly the new Temperatures Rising. They never last longer than a year with the new title. I think we're going to do it.
I think we're the only ones that have the say in that, really.
Right.
So we could go as long as we want.
We're still having fun doing the show, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You come down and, the cast is down to 2 now. We used to have matinee ladies and stage hands and producers.
Yep.
A cat was running around the studio
Yep.
at times, but down to 2. And people are enjoying it, like our old high school friends out there. Enjoy when we talk about Mr. Verdiak and Miss Colgan, I mentioned, who is still alive. Remember that?
Yes.
We were wondering if any of our teachers were even still alive.
Yeah, I recall at that age they seemed old to me. Maybe they weren't that old. But if they were anywhere close to, say, 45 or 50, they're gone.
Now, I don't know if I went into this. I found the online yearbook.
Okay.
It was 76, so it wasn't ours, but the teachers were in there. And Mr. Verdiak at that time looked quite young he didn't seem really old at that point, but
I would think he was 30-ish, in his 30s
yeah,
when we had
it was
him.
probably 30s, yeah. Mr. Verdiak.
They had Mr. Topping
Topping.
for science fiction. He's gone. He was 60 then. Probably not, probably 45.
You took science fiction.
I took a science fiction
I think
course.
Mr. Verdiak is where I had my science fiction.
No, I did not have him for that. I had him for like
19.
English comp or something. Whatever. But this is a movie show, isn't it?
It is a movie show, so but we get into these subjects right away. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I don't know
We
either.
should mention that we have The Lion King, which people are looking forward to.
And we have David Crosby, Remember My Name.
The Aladdin did okay, but didn't do quite as well as that Beauty and the Beast with LeFou there.
LeFou. That's LeFou.
LeFou.
LeFou. And Gaston.
Yes, that
And
did.
Belle.
That's I swear that's in number 8 in the all time.
Really?
Yeah, it did quite well. Well, we have Lion King tonight. You'll be doing, and don't forget, a chance to win free movie tickets.
Yes, to go see any number of crap films that are currently out there.
It looked like a pretty good summer when we looked at it at the beginning. There was Avengers, that was early though, in April. And then all of a sudden it's things like Men in Black, which is tanking, and Shaft. A lot of these sequels and remakes not doing well.
Yeah, there's no original films out there. It's either superheroes, monsters, or sequels. Like, come on, you people are supposed to be smart. Write something new, different. Like a guy who wakes up and the Beatles were around. Something like that. Whatever.
I wonder how that did. We don't know because as we sit here, it hasn't even come out yet, but we did talk about it.
Right. Well, let's get into the first. David Crosby, Remember My Name, which stars David Crosby and Graham Nash. Why would Graham Nash be in this? Because he's part of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and Crosby, Stills, Nash when Young wasn't around. You thought you knew him. Meet David Crosby now in this portrait of a man with everything but an easy retirement on his mind. With unflinching honesty, self-examination, regret, fear, exuberance, and an unshakable belief in family and the transformative nature of music, Crosby shares his often challenging story. Now, I'm not sure. I think he may have had a kidney transplant in the not so long ago.
I think he had the transplant, and didn't somebody take his sperm?
Oh, I don't know.
Didn't he, was a surrogate for somebody? Or
Oh,
the
I think
sperms?
so. I think so. I don't recall who, but it does seem to be. You know the thing about him, though? Every time I see this guy, I just want to trim that mustache.
Oh, the mustache. you
It's
look at.
too. It just needs to get it away from the lip. It's too much. Trim the mustache. Yeah, I mean the hair. That's just whatever. But that's his. I guess this is his signature look. But
Let's ask, hey Google.
what are you asking him?
Hey Google? Hey Google, David Crosby's sperm. Does she have any
This
answers?
is just the greatest television show in history.
Melissa Etheridge
Okay.
reveals why she rejected Brad Pitt as a sperm donor.
Really?
Apparently, is she the one that took the David Crosby
That might be.
sperm?
That might
Okay,
be.
she chose David Crosby over Brad Pitt.
For what? Creativity?
Yeah, as
The
sperm
music?
donor.
Yeah.
Was Brad Pitt offering his sperms?
I don't know. I don't know. And is it direct deposit or is it, you know, you got to withdraw it? I don't know.
You know, it's slim pickings, and nobody was going up against the Lion King when David Crosby is not only being put out in theaters, but being talked about here. Because this is something I would have dropped like a hot potato if I didn't need some. We couldn't even come up with 3 films this week. This would have been a very brief review.
I take it you're not a Crosby, Stills, and Nash fan, or
Oh, yeah, I like the music. I don't
Okay.
need to listen to him for 2 hours talking about his career. I want to hear him sing some of those.
Oh, see,
fine
I enjoy
tunes.
that. This is how I learn about the celebrities and people I admire. Is I like to watch the biographies, autobiographies, the documentaries, read some books on them. How do you think I know so much about Alice Cooper, or the Three Stooges, or the Monkees? I watch these things. It's more than the music. It's more than the actor. It's what makes them who they are. That's why I know so much about James Cagney. People like that I admired as an actor.
David Crosby, I don't think I would even watch a half-hour VH1 special. I wouldn't go out to the theater for $12, but somebody might want to.
Well, somebody. I'm sure several people will go out and watch this film. They're still fans. I mean, if they can get off the couch with their cane and walker, but you know, they'll make it there.
I'm going to say this makes more money than that Dead Don't Die. How about that? I'll go out on a limb.
Well, he's won. He's kind of won. He fits that Dead Don't Die moniker. I don't know how old these guys are, but they got to be in their 70s by now.
Yeah. They're all alive, though, right? Nash
Yeah,
Young,
yeah.
Neil Young.
Yep. Crosby,
Stills.
Stiggy Stills, Graham Nash, who oh my God, I can't believe I draw a blank every time I'm here. But
What
the
are
band that he was in, I think it was the Hollies. Graham
Okay.
Nash was in. They had a lot of hits. He did the Hollies first, then he went out and did with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And
This
Young.
you learned in one of those specials.
I don't know if I learned it in one of the specials. The Hollies, I know some of their songs, so I know some of the people that were in
What's
there.
their biggest song?
I don't know. They've got He
was-
Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother.
Okay, all right.
They've got
Hey, Google.
Under My Umbrella, I think is a Holly song.
Hey, Google. Holly songs. Is he-
No, that's not. No.
Sometime we haven't gotten the technology done yet.
You go ahead with your Lion King.
All right.
I'll give you some Holly songs, but I know
All right.
Under My Umbrella, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother.
That's probably the biggest one. He ain't heavy.
There's another one.
Lion King, Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, and James Earl Jones. From Disney Live Action, director Jon Favreau. Happy Hogan. All new, The Lion King journeys to the African savannah where a future king is born. Simba idolizes his father, King Mufasa, and takes to heart his own royal destiny. Scar, Mufasa's brother and former heir to the throne, has plans of his own. The battle for Pride Rock is ravaged with betrayal, tragedy, and drama, ultimately resulting in Simba's exile. With help from a curious pair of newfound friends, Simba will have to figure out how to grow up and take back what is rightfully his. Lion King was 1994, I believe.
Here's a Holly song for you, Ed.
Okay. Are you going to
Well,
play that?
yeah, I'll
'Cause
play
we're going
it.
to have copyright infringements.
Whatever. Well, maybe I can't play it. This doesn't seem to be working. No, not
Why don't
now.
you sing it, and then we won't have any infringement.
I don't care about infringement. This is I like to live on the edge.
This is I Don't Like to Live on the Edge, because I know this song, but
No,
apparently...
this is The Air That I Breathe.
oh, The Air That I Breathe.
You know that one, right?
Yeah.
That's a Holly song.
As long as we talk over it, I don't think we'll have any rights issues or sing along. All I need is the air.
Right, that's it.
Was this their highlight?
Huh?
This was the biggest one?
I don't know if it's the biggest one. They also had Long Cool Woman in a black dress, I think.
Okay. I know that one.
And I think the singer was Alan Clark. But Graham Nash was in it. Okay, that's enough.
All I need.
Sometimes.
This is something that might have been covered on that Music Spotlight show from the 80s.
Yes. Yes, perhaps. Oh, we're done with that video, that movie already? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Lion
Lion
King.
King,
Did you
yeah.
have anything to mention on the
No,
Lion
but
King?
wasn't, you said James Earl Jones is in this? Wasn't
Yes.
he also in the original?
Yeah, isn't that
Oh.
nice?
Yeah, it is nice.
Still got his voice
I
in there.
guess. Is this this is live, right?
live,
Action? This
yeah.
isn't, what is Seth Rogen doing as a live
He's
action?
Pumbaa.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I don't know who the other one is. Who was
Nala?
No, who was the one of those funny guys? Or the
The
Timon.
hyenas? I don't know.
Timon was the Broadway actor I can't think of right now, and the producers.
I mean, there's a Nathan Lane.
Nathan
There's,
Lane, that's
okay.
who I'm
Was
looking
that-
for.
Okay,
I don't think they could have used him, right? He's still
I
around.
suppose.
They didn't choose him this
Yeah.
time. All right, I think we're in for another
Some
disappointing
DVDs.
DVD release. I don't know what's going on.
Jane Fonda. Clute.
Klutz.
Ooh. Jane Fonda with that nice haircut, short.
Sure, she's a prostitute.
Oh.
And I believe, according to Mr. Skin, I can't ask, like Alexa over
Oh,
here,
okay.
but we could go to his website.
Was there some nude Fonda-ness?
I would think there was some nude. Which reminds me, I think we're long overdue for the nude or not game.
Sure.
Something we can play here.
I'm all
I
for that.
actually found one, an old one, in a bunch of DVDs.
Ah.
I said, hey, we can play this again, but we can't because one of the people that was not nude in that game has now been nude.
Who?
I forget who it was now. Oh, Jessica Alba.
She did nude?
She showed her derriere in the film. That's nude.
That's nude?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it is. I'm not. I mean, I don't consider that like horrible nudity. It's kind of fun nudity.
Yeah.
It's a hiney.
It's a hiney.
Which, by the way, you should all get checked. But it's a hiney. That's all it is. But it's the other more sexual objects like the frontage,
Yeah.
which I think is more. I mean, I know there are guys as we go up on this tangent. I mean, yeah, I know there are ass men, Ed,
Yeah.
but there's more boob men and nether region men.
But
I think, than-
when we did this game, there was no Jessica Alba ass to look at. Now
Okay.
there is.
All right.
And now we can't use that game because she did that scene.
All right. Just saying. Whatever.
But there is a new Jane Fonda in Klutz.
Because I think the bare buttocks can be used as a comedic nudity more than the other forms of nudity.
It can.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm getting at. It's more of a fun nude.
Has there ever been a really sexy hiney scene in the film?
I don't think so.
I can't
mean-
think of any.
I mean, just thinking of.
Now, what about what are you thinking of? You're
I
laughing.
was thinking of, the Michael Douglas in what was that one with Sharon Stone,
Yeah.
and he's walking around, coming out of the shower, whatever, naked. It's just, and there's this whole back of him. It's
Yeah.
just unpleasant, really.
That was he was a little flat, as I recall.
But it's still, that's not, I get it, but it's not, that wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't needed, that one.
No.
I guess there's some...
Basic instinct.
Yeah, that might like flat men's asses, but...
Oh, well.
Oh,
Anyway.
the only I was thinking of a sexy kind of one was Daryl Hannah. Was that a sexy one?
I don't remember that.
Remember
From where?
in Splash, she came out of the water, and maybe it was because of a Disney film. It was extra sexy, but she had the derriere showing.
I don't know. I don't recall that. But, yeah, I guess it's good to see a nice one. But I don't really consider that nudity.
Mr. Skin does, but
I
don't
know.
here.
It technically is, but to me, if I'm going to see the goods, that's not where I go to first. That's not my go-to place.
No, you would like to see more of Jessica Alba, but that's all she's offered us.
Okay, well, that's a nice little, titillating us, so to speak. Oh, what's this? Ronald Reagan in Law and Order. His guns were the only law.
Now, he was the president, but you think there's anybody out there who would enjoy a Blu-ray copy of Ronald Reagan in Law and Order?
Sure.
Yeah, why not,
Yeah,
right?
there's the 80-year-olds that like to, I remember those days.
They don't know how to operate a Blu-ray player, but
Well, they call their grandkids over, tell them how to
maybe
work
Alexa can start that up for them, like that commercial there. The kid sets up the Alexa in the apartment.
I never heard of this film. By
No?
the way. No.
For some reason, it was deemed necessary to upgrade to Blu-ray.
All right. Oh, God. Now, this show was going to be hailed as better than Star Trek.
Oh.
And this was what? Syndicated?
Yeah.
And how many seasons did they do?
No more than 4, I don't think.
And that was Barbara Bain.
Yeah.
And Martin Landau?
Yeah.
And weren't they a couple at the time?
They were a couple.
All right.
And they were on Mission Impossible, I believe, together. I don't think I've seen 2 seconds of this show.
I don't think I have either. I was never into the Star Trek anyway, so
Yeah.
this wasn't going to appeal to me.
No, it seems if I did see the 3 seconds, it was very cheap looking.
And now we have the Orville,
The Orville.
which is Fox and Seth MacFarlane.
I think that may have been renewed
It
for
was.
some reason.
It's. I think it's going into its 3rd season.
3rd season. I do like him, but I watched one show, and I think that was enough.
Yeah, me too.
Dun,
Dun, dun.
That might be it.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Strays. Oh. They say cats have 9 lives. Will one of them be yours?
This may be an 80s film.
It may be an awful film.
Maybe a film nobody's ever seen.
Okay, so you're questioning whether the Ronald Reagan film was deemed worthy of Blu-ray. What makes this one worthy?
Usually you can drop a horror movie on people, and they will go to see it. And a lot of times they'll be disappointed, like The Dead Don't Die, which was shot in this region. I still can't believe
You're not letting that go.
I just can't believe. You know the things, I wasn't down there when they were doing that one, but they shut down streets when they did that salt here.
Yeah,
They
oh yeah.
shut
The
all
bridge,
this stuff
bridges,
down
yeah.
for a month, and then this film is spit out on us. It was a piece of crap in 500 theaters. And for all that work people did, and oh no, this was
Playthings.
maybe by the time I edit this together, this is another one of those Mark Polonia films.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the man who brought us that Sasquatch.
Okay.
The frozen Sasquatch, which consisted of a bad, dirty ape suit and an ape mask with the mouth hanging open, was supposed to be a Yeti. So this one, I think what he does is look and see what's coming out, and he sees Child's Play is coming out and Annabelle, and then he grabs a couple of dolls hanging around in the niece's room and puts a film together.
But he gets, well, someone's got to be giving him the money. I guess it doesn't have to make much to make money back if it's at such a low budget.
No. These things are so bad that Amazon Prime pulled them off the air. Somehow, they were just slipping these things in. And I think people were complaining because they thought they were actual films and not this crap.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
You think this is it for the week?
That's got to be. Yeah, you go.
That's it.
All right.
So we all have all our video material done. Let's see. We have 5 minutes.
You still want to talk confirmation?
Confirmation. I don't know. It may have come and gone, right?
I think it probably has. We were only discussing the names that we chose for our confirmation. Neither one of us picked our name based, as a religious, on a religious basis. You picked one after an actor, and I picked one after a musician.
You're supposed to pick a confirmation name. I don't know if this is recorded anywhere,
but it has to be of like a Christian name or something like a Bible religious name.
You couldn't pick out a name like Fonzie or anything?
No, you couldn't do that.
Approve of that.
No, you can't. It's got to be a certain name. You have to actually, well, at least in my case, you had to tell whoever. I don't know if it was, in our area it was Bishop Hubbard. I don't know if you had to tell him, and then he had to say, "Oh yes, you can have that." But I said Michael, and he says that is perfectly acceptable.
I don't remember having Bishop Hubbard come in on board on ours, or having to tell where the name came from.
The name had to have a religious meaning, or it's something. Yeah, you can't pick Biff.
I don't remember having to tell anybody. I picked Peter was my name.
That's a very religious name.
Of course, I didn't know it was referring to a male organ at that time. I might not have picked that one. But the reason I picked it is because of Peter Cushing from all the Hammer movies. I don't remember having to lie and tell him it was one of the, I think, apostles.
Oh, you don't have to lie and say who you're naming it after, but it has to have religious meaning, and it has to, it has to be a name.
I put down Peter apparently, and someone glanced at it and said, "Oh, okay."
That meets our criteria.
That was I didn't ask if it was the man who created Frankenstein in the Hammer films. That was why I picked him.
And mine was Michael, which is does have.
You must have some memories of this Bishop Hubbard, maybe because he came in. We didn't have any.
I can't say for
big ceremony or anything.
Everything I'm saying, I'm remembering correctly. It just how it's coming back to me. It may not be completely true.
If anybody out there from our class, which I'm assuming was, I think, 8th grade, remembers any of this, maybe Charles Beach, maybe will remember this. I don't know if he may not have been in our church, though. If anybody remembers that's watching this from Colony, remembers going to St. Clair's, whichever year when things were rotten was on.
I went to Our Lady of Mercy.
Oh, okay. I think, where was that? More towards Albany?
Yeah.
So maybe you picked in Bishop Hubbard?
Yeah.
I don't think he went past the Westgate line to come into St. Clair's.
Oh man! All right, so we do the game. What do you got? What do you got?
Just one thing. I'm seeing interesting things. Being home retired, I saw a man urinating when he was supposed to be putting a roof on next door. So we had our pool filled in a couple of years ago.
By the man urinating?
No, this is a different crew.
Okay.
So we looked around. We hired a guy. Had his own business. He had tractors. He had 2 tractors, whatever the thing is, with the bucket on it. Dump truck. He did, brought this dirt in. I don't know who they hired next door. There's a couple of buffoons, 3 buffoons, the Three Stooges. If we have time, I'll bring my models out.
I don't think we do, but go ahead.
They're out there. Only one. I wish they had the 3 Sledge Hammers, because I might have seen a scene from the Three Stooges. Guy is out there with a sledgehammer knocking down the pool walls. Now, this guy had the tractor. He was pulling them down with a tractor. These 2 buffoons are out here, some kind of handsaw. They're trying to cut it down. And the capper on it was Friday. I'm looking outside. There's a U-Haul truck out here.
Oh, no.
And they're carrying out the pieces of the pool. Where the hell do you get these boobs? Why would you? Oh, they're probably cheap.
Cheap because they don't have any machinery that they have to help pay
I
for.
want to see how they're going to fill the pool in. What is going to come in here? You got to have some kind of dump truck.
What are they doing? Are they taking down an old pool and putting up a new one?
No, they're just taking the old in-ground pool.
Oh,
so
okay.
these yutzes are out there with sledgehammers, and you gotta, when you dump. I know they're going to be out there with shovels. Shoveling dirtfuls and shovelfuls in there. You got to run something on top and press that down, and there's 100 sinkholes over here. So this old guy next door is going to disappear in the backyard. Oh, Lord.
Well,
So I'll bring
maybe it's better that you go back to work. You don't have to see these things.
You asked about these, so I'll bring them out. I was cleaning out over here. I'll see if I can get a shot of this. Sorting out the models, and these were Three Stooges models that were in there.
Let me just look at one.
I'm going to say the curly one was...
Oh, these aren't even together.
No.
How long have you had these?
These are from 90...
Had these from the 90s?
Oh, 2010. These aren't too bad.
Still, you've had it for 9 years and you haven't put them together?
No. I haven't had time. Now I have time.
I don't understand. Sometimes I just don't understand you.
You don't.
I've known you for 40 plus years. I still don't understand.
I like models, and now I have time to do them.
You love models. I mean, you've had them for 10 years and they're still on.
They're still on there.
I don't know. All right. I like Larry. Larry's my favorite Stooge.
Yeah, Curly is not your favorite?
No, I like Larry because I like the poor unsung guy who really wasn't given much to do. It's just, I always watched him and his reactions, which I thought were priceless.
Oh yeah, he was always good. Yeah.
Larry Fine.
I liked all the original Stooges, not Shemp so much.
Shemp was actually
he
the
had
original Stooge. He was with them before they got into films, and then he went off and did something else, and then Curly took over. Oh, I got a sad amount of encyclopedic knowledge on the Stooges. That's a whole nother show.
As long as I brought this down here.
Oh, no.
Lovely flyer in the mail, and you were mentioning pizza. Maybe I'll try this place out, but a lovely picture down here. We'll see. Says Italian family owned and operated down here.
Yeah, what's their name?
There's a lovely picture, and I'll put it up for the folks to see. But you know it's a real Italian family because they all have the black T-shirts and the gold chain.
Yes, they all do.
Hanging down.
That's right. That's it. That's right. That's yeah.
That's an authentic Italian family making your pizzas for you.
And is any of them smiling? Nope.
Nobody is smiling.
They're all miserable. Yep. We got time for the game real quick?
They're making in a hot room. Yeah, we got time. I'll cut something. I'll cut out that David Crosby film.
All right, folks. It's the Post of Pairs game. You send in an entry by email. We pick it, blah, blah, blah.
We can still get it in.
Nah, we'll get this. We don't want
to a second off.
We don't want to edit anything out of this fine show. I even got my microphone on. Michelle Crisafulli. Is she?
I believe she's still writing in.
1 and 6. Michelle 6. You had to pick 6, the one I can't turn.
No.
1 and 6. I don't know. This could have potential, Ed. I'm not sure. 1 and 6. Oh, I should have poppers ready. Oh. No. God, will you fix this thing?
I'll fix that. I did fix the bottom for this show. They're a little closer to you, right?
Yeah.
But I'll make a note. I'll write it right out here. So I have to fix number 6.
Fix number 6.
Fix 6.
Fix 6.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry you did not win, Michelle. No, we were 0 for today. All these shows.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, wow. But anyway, if you want to enter, and it's easy to do, just send an email to mediazone95@gmail.com. That's mediazone95@gmail.com. A little bit of gas there. 2 numbers from 1 to 6. We select your entry, reveal what's behind the entries, the numbers that you give us. If they match, you win 2 free movie passes. Let me just fix that. And if you write spin the wheel, you have a chance to win up to 6 tickets. So there you go. It's mediazone95@gmail.com. Am I putting these? I'm not putting these entries back in, right?
No, they don't go back in.
They're all
I think at the end of this year, though, we're going to have to empty them out because there are some people who wrote in here who I can't contact when I email you about your prizes.
That's if we haven't been canceled.
What's this year? Oh, we got to go to 2020, Dave.
Do we?
Yeah.
All right.
We go through there.
We could do that.
That's what we said with 2000, though. And how time flies. 20 years just goes by.
Oh, better click that off before we hear a loud noise.
That off, and we're going to say I don't have what's playing next time we come back, but I'm sure it'll be some good ones. Some good movies coming up.
Get your hiney checked.
We will see you next time.
The New Media Zone has been a Cable 2000 production.